You might think that November is a quiet time in the veg garden. But actually, if like us, you grow your food all year round, there's still plenty to do. So in today's video, we shall take a look at exactly what we are harvesting at this moment in our November no-dig Norfolk garden. We shall update you on the green manures we sowed back in September. And I shall be beginning the process of making what I consider to be one of the most important composts of the year. The first thing are these amazing cauliflowers. You can sow them at the right time. You can get some amazing harvests of cauliflower during November and December. And this looks a particularly good one. This
looks massive, doesn't it? It's really huge.
It does. Let's see.
But then what the name was? Autumn Giant, was it?
Yes, it was Autumn Giant.
I definitely think it's a giant.
And you can see why it's called Autumn Giant, can't you, really?
It's beautiful. That's going to do us quite a few meals, that is. Look at that beauty.
I'm often asked, in the comments, about these leaves, can you use them? Well, I asked Mrs. W and she said, yes, you're eating them all the while. I always include a few leaves in with the cauliflower.
I do, I like them.
But you can see that's an amazing harvest. Absolutely fantastic. Why would you not want to grow these and get this type of harvest at this time of the year? These are some kohlrabi that I sowed back in July, wasn't it, Mrs. W?
It's hard to remember, but it must have been around then.
Lovely vegetable, they really are. That's about the size that you want them. They're looking really, really good. Earlier on in the year, we said, if you sow these Calabrese seeds now, you will have a Calabrese head to eat in November. And I really hope that your Calabrese looks exactly like this. We have one head that's definitely ready to harvest. The other two are not far behind. It's often really difficult to know exactly when to sow your seeds to get the harvest that you want. It's taken myself and Mrs. W many years to work this out. When you buy seed packets, you might think that I'll just be guided by the seed packet. And of course, if you have no other information, you're best to be guided by the seed packet. But the seed packet is a general guide of when you can be sowing something. The cauliflower that we just harvested, the Autumn Giant, there is quite a long window in which to sow those according to the seed packet. It's only by sowing them on the dates that we know when to sow them that we get the harvest here in November. A different sowing date will result in a different harvest date. And it's the same with everything that we're harvesting today. So if you want vegetables to harvest all year round and to harvest when you want them to harvest, do make sure that you grab yourself a copy of our vegetable sowing calendar for 2026. There is a link in the description. Click on that. Grab yourself a copy today, and you will have vegetables like this as and when you want them every month of the year to be able to harvest something fresh from your garden. That knife went through there really lovely.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
Super specimen, that one.
November harvest of Calabrese broccoli. Absolutely amazing. And the good news is, I don't know if you can pick that up here, Mrs. W, but it's already sending shoots out.
Yes.
It's going to continue to do this for the next 5 to 6 weeks. We'll keep them covered. I need to keep them covered anyway because I've got some tundra cabbages here that'll be ready a bit later on this year. They're already starting to turn in very, very nicely. But yeah, just keep them covered so that pigeons or anything can't attack them. And they'll start to send out new shoots from the side here, which is why I've left all of these leaves here. And that's something that we do every year. We always ensure we make the last sowing so that we get these harvests in November. And from these 3 plants that are here, they'll continue to pump out those heads right up until the new year. It's a really, really valuable and fantastic way to get more harvest from just the one head. Why is that really valuable for myself and Mrs. W? Well, those weeks will take us right up to when the first purple sprouting broccoli harvest will arrive towards the end of December. Rudolph will come riding on into town.
Take you all the way back to the end of February this year, and I sowed these celeriac. And November, really, that's their time. This is when we can begin their harvest.
Pull hard. It's a tug of war.
This is a variety called Prinz.
Cool, you can really smell the celery.
You can, can't you?
It's a lovely smell.
Just by cutting off these sort of roots that are protruding out. Let's remove some of these leaves. There you go. That's a lovely harvest. Now, if you have to, because the weather's turning a bit inclement, you can harvest these and then store them. But don't leave all of these leaves on here, because what they will do, they will take the energy from the root to keep themselves going, and that's not what you really want. It's been a couple of years, really, since we've had a decent harvest of celeriac.
Yes, it has, yeah.
It's really nice to see that return again as a nice harvest of celeriac. We've also got some lovely carrots to harvest. This is a Chantenay Red. Perfect example. It's exactly how they would normally grow and how you would expect them to look. Now, we have not yet experienced our first frost yet. It's got quite cold. It's got down to about 3 degrees overnight. Hence why a couple of 3 videos back we harvested our sweet potatoes. Carrots, they're fine. Even if they did freeze, it's not really going to harm them. They will be fine. You just need to wait for them to thaw out, obviously, and for the soil to thaw out before you can harvest them. But look at that, look. The perfect carrot. I generally calculate I try to grow around about 80 leeks that will see myself and Mrs. W through from October all the way through to March next year. And we're working our way through the winter giants. That's working really, really well. And we've still got the majority of the Diverno. We did pull one, I think, a couple of videos back, was it, just to show the folks what things were like. We also have a complete row of beetroot that's still to come. And again, if we need to, if the frosts are going to be hard or harsh, we can harvest those at any time we like and stick those into storage. You can see here that the sprouts are coming on amazingly. I always aim for the sprouts to be ready in November. And the sowing dates that we use ensure that these are ready in November. As we head towards the end of this month, we'll be actually having our very first harvests of sprouts. Elsewhere in the garden, well, we have more brassicas that we'll be harvesting next year. We have brassicas that will harvest during January, February, March, April, right up to May next year. And if you want to see how those turn out, do make sure you subscribe to the channel. And while you're there, do give us a like. It does help us reach more people so that they can see the things that we do and we can share our experience and knowledge with those gardeners too. Pretty pleased with the green manure. Just a quick update. You can see that this is not flowered yet. It's still growing away. And of course, we haven't had the frost yet, so it's happy being here. Once we do get our first frost, it will kill the mustard. That will go. It's not frost hardy, but it will have done its job then, and I can then just chop them down and then put our 1 to 2 inch layer of compost over the top to complete the no dig cycle. In front of me, we have some field beans. Now, these are quite frost tolerant. a light frost is not really going to do any harm to these. And looking at this, I feel I probably should have sown a few more. I don't think there's quite enough here, but hey, whatever is here, they are going to do a decent job and put back some nitrogen into this vegetable bed. But I do think I probably could have got a few more in. So that's a learning next year for us, Mrs. W.
Yes, definitely.
However, what I am really pleased about is that although I think I've maybe slightly underplanted this bed, I can see many of these tillering sending out new shoots. So ultimately, there will be more plants there than what I planted. The thing I just wanted to just show you, just to give you an example, we often talk about how we have diminishing light levels once we go past the last weekend in October. The sun is right there at the moment, and it's hitting this part of this vegetable bed. And if you look at these plants, how tall and how much more thicker and chunky they are compared to the ones down at that end of the bed, where it doesn't see as much sun whatsoever. That will tell you what diminishing light levels mean for your vegetables. So when you come to do your planning, always try to make sure that if you're going to be growing things over the autumn and winter months, get them somewhere where the sunshine is going to hit them best. It looks absolutely amazing over there. I can see the sprouts, I can see the brassicas for next year. All of that part of the garden is bathed in sunshine. Where we're filming now, plot 3 is behind Mrs. W, where she's filming. It's no good trying to put things in there in autumn. It doesn't get enough sunlight, which is why I choose to plant things in there that need to go in round about July and August. There's still a great deal of light for them to be able to grow, and now they're at the right size where it doesn't matter so much whether they get all of that sunlight. They'll just continue to grow away slowly until we need them. And if I'm right, Mrs. W will have 3 lovely red cabbages in about 6 weeks' time.
Fingers crossed.
Now, I always regard this as a really important time of the year because the leaves that are falling from the trees behind us, they are some of the most valuable commodities you can get in your garden. So I come out here weekly and actually rake them up. Because when you do that, you get stuff like this. Look at that. That's leaf mould. And this actually went in here last November. And myself and Mrs. W, we sieve all of this in the new year when we want to start sowing our plants again. And although it's not got a huge amount of nutrition, what it does do, it holds on to water really, really well. So when we use this to mix into our potting mixers, we always add some of this to it. And that's why it's really beneficial for us and why we do it every single year. Just thought I'd take the time to show you just how well these are curing. What was it, a little over, nearly 2 weeks ago, I think we harvested these, didn't we?
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think, yeah.
You can see they're going a nice tan colour. We keep just turning them. This is the only one that's kind of lagging behind at the moment, isn't it, Mrs.
Yeah, a slight bit of green still on that one, isn't there?
Yeah, but all the others looking really, really good. So you can store these for so long. If they're stored correctly in the right conditions, you'll have food to eat for the next 12 months or so. Hopefully today you will have seen that you don't need to let beds lie idle. They can produce much food. Look at this, look. A Calabrese broccoli, a lovely cauliflower, some carrots, celeriac, kohlrabi. If you'd like to have harvests like this and have something to eat out of your garden all year around, then don't forget to click on that link in the description and grab yourself a copy of our 2026 sowing calendar. You'll have all that information available to you, and you'll be harvesting exactly what we are. Do tell us what's still growing in your garden. What are you harvesting out of your veg patch? We do love to hear from you, we really do. We love to hear about all of your lovely harvests. Thanks for joining us today on this video. If you liked what we do give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you know exactly whenever we upload our videos. And if you want to know what you could be sowing in November, watch this video next.